What's going on? We're back live from First Time Media, Dallas, Texas, aka The Bunker. I am the one and only Smooth Vega. Nothing beats experience. New set. And I am here with the one, the only, the returning Vergil Ortiz Jr. You know you're the first person that I've brought back on the show.
Really?
Yeah, and you're also the first show that I did, period. Like,
Yeah.
So you're the first of everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. What's up, boy? How you been, my G?
I've been pretty good.
You know what, Vergil? I said it the last time I interviewed you that, I'm going to be your hype man. So I feel like I've done a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah.
We spoken a lot of things into existence. The first interview we did, we spoke some stuff into existence. Mm-hmm. So let's revisit. You said in the first interview that we did together that if you were to ever fight at AT&T Stadium, that you would want to have, Avenged Sevenfold walk you out at your big fight. I don't know how it happened, but somehow or another, I was able to connect it with Johnny Christ of Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Let me give people a backstory real quick. So let me tell you what happened. And this is really crazy because I just found out your little brother's like a big wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. I connected with Johnny Christ through a publicist. By the way, shout out to Cody. Really, really cool girl.
Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, so Cody was going to get Mick Foley. You know Mick Foley?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was going to be on the show. And somehow or another, we were talking. She's like, oh, yeah, he just did an interview with Johnny Christ. I'm like, who's Johnny Christ? She's like, Avenged Sevenfold. I was like, hey, I remember that name. And then I just threw it in there. And now y'all are cool, man.
Yeah, man, it means a lot because, I've been listening to him forever, maybe like since elementary school. My dad, the first song I ever heard by them was on my dad's DAZN, Backcountry. It's one of their most popular songs. And, ever since then, I've just been listening to them this whole time. They've become my favorite band.
Yeah, that's dope. And, now y'all are actually cool. You were saying that he texted you after your last fight, and he was just like letting you know that he was watching the fight.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro. You know what, man? Whenever you do finally have that big... Well, I don't know if this has kind of earned me my ringside tickets whenever they fight.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I got to get the hookup, especially whenever they play for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, it's all love, man. I told you I believe in you. I rock with you, man. And this is why you're back. I want to talk about a lot of things that have been going on with your career, specifically now that Golden Boy is calling you the future of boxing. I kind of wanted to get your take on some of these things, so we're going to get right into it, man. Let me ask you, I think this is the one thing that's kind of really the fans want to know, and something that I personally want to know as well is, I think naturally whenever you're fighting and you're boxing, as you start progressing, your career starts going up, you start getting these eyeballs on you. Now all of a sudden, all this attention's coming on. We talked, off the record, whenever I first interviewed you, you had 40,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Now you're right at 100,000.
Like literally right there.
By the time people watch this, you'll be over 100, right?
I hope so.
Unless you post another meme of like Tekashi.
I know, right, bro? My followers went down after that meme, but I thought it was funny. I didn't say nothing, but I thought it was funny.
It's all good. But no, I'm saying that, what it is to me is like, I think in this new age of like how people like consume boxing and how they view a boxer, right? They go based off social media following, and in that sense, people tend to compare fighters all the time.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, you and Ryan Garcia are always getting compared to each other. Mm-hmm. What people don't realize is that you guys are actually cool, correct?
Yeah.
Like you've always been cool, and I see people like kind of trying to pin y'all against each other. It kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about it because the way I interpret it was, and we're gonna be very straightforward here. When things kind of hit the fan with him and Golden Boy and the promotional stuff started kind of rattling, all of a sudden they moved all their promotional attention to Vergil Ortiz Jr., the future of boxing. Just kind of wanted to get your take on how you view that stuff and how it makes you feel, or if you even care about it, because I know that you have a great deal of respect for Ryan, and I just want to make that very clear because I'll see people like, oh, he's not, like they don't realize there's weight classes, like the casual boxing fans that, oh, him and Ryan or whatever. And then it doesn't help that Ellie posts like an amateur video of y'all fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of wanted to get your take on that,
Yeah, all right. So, there's a whole lot of things to talk about. So basically, me and Ryan are cool. We've been friends since like 2009, I believe. We are in different weight classes, so I really doubt that we'll end up fighting each other. But we've spoken to this openly. But if we fight each other, it's nothing. It's nothing personal. Obviously, it's just a sport. And after the fight, we're still gonna be good buds and all that stuff. So we're definitely open to it. Although I don't see it happening. He's 2 weight classes lower than me. I could potentially move out this weight class that I'm in, maybe in a few years, maybe in a couple years. you never know, man. But as far as being the future of boxing and all that, being named that by Golden Boy Austin De La Hoya himself, it means a lot. And as far as like, I don't know if, I already don't know how to say it, but like, I don't know what the reason for that was, because I did feel the promotion kind of going towards me a lot, but either way, I do appreciate it, and being recognized for what I do and my hard work, and I'm just gonna continue working hard.
You just took the ball and you ran with it, man. The way you were supposed to. By the way, those videos that they did for you, the Future Bucks, and those shits were badass.
Oh, they were, yeah.
I was like, God damn, they made you sound like the Terminator on there.
Yeah.
I was like, shit. But no, I just say that because at times I feel like, like if we were to use an analogy, like, NBA analogy, right? It's like for whatever reason people feel like they can't like LeBron and Kawhi.
Yeah.
Like it's like you have to like one or the other, right? And it's like you can like both.
Yeah.
And I do compare you a lot to like, I don't know how much you watch basketball, but like you remind me a lot of like a Kawhi Leonard, who in my opinion is one or if not the best player in the league, but he's just not a loud guy. He doesn't he doesn't get in front of the camera. He's not like all over social media. He's just he goes to work. He does what he does.
I've kind of made that connection myself. He doesn't really talk anything like that.
He's the cool guy, man.
Yeah.
It's like you're the same way. You're about your business. So, but I mean, I've seen Ryan's mom get on your post and show you support. So it irritates me because like you guys are both young fighters. You guys are both Mexican American fighters, and we should always support our own. Yeah. So it just kind of irritates me when I see people pin you guys against each other. But at the end of the day, if you had to ask me, you guys both have a really bright future in the sport. So there's no reason for that. I just wanted to get your perspective so the fans and the people that are watching understand and know, like, hey, there's no, like, internal beef. Like, we're cool. Like, stop. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just chill with all that. Like, you can support Ryan. You can support Vergil. You can support whoever. I get irritated when I see that. Yeah. But I will ask you, piggybacking off that, how important is social media to you? Like in regards to like, because in this day and age, marketing and promoting yourself is really important to sell fights and eventually become a pay-per-view fighter. There is certain fighters, and I'm not throwing shade. You know what I'm saying? I know I did that on the song that I did for you. By the way, I don't normally come out of retirement to rap, but I did for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, but I'm saying I don't like to throw shade or whatnot, but like there is a lot of fighters that are more bark and not bite, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of fighters that sell themselves more than they actually do the work in the ring. Mm-hmm. But how important to you is having a social media following and having that reach to eventually become a pay-per-view fighter and sell those fights and have that reach?
So I wouldn't say it's important to where I would dedicate all my time and energy to make all these videos and all these posts. Now that I post when I feel like I want to post or if I need to post. But I mean, it is important. It's important just to an extent. It's not my entire life. It's not my entire career. Although it's kind of like like a direct, almost statistical amount of following I have. Because there's literally there's a follow count right there. How many people are literally following me, and how many people support me. So, it is important. I just don't put too much effort into it. I like to do my own thing. I like to keep to myself a lot. I don't post everything that I do on it. Yeah. So it is important to me, just not that important.
I got you. I think it plays a big part in building your brand and making you a household name. And what's really cool is that, I told you from the very beginning, like, hey, I believe in you. I believe in what you're doing. I want to see you get to that point. Here we are, 8 months since the first time I interviewed you, at least in studio, because I interviewed you at the fight with Orozco. Yeah. And I feel like a lot has changed. I feel like people are starting to see, people are really starting to know, and now you're starting to get these celebrity endorsements. I've shouted you out on several interviews, and I've had several of the guys that I've interviewed follow you as a result of that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's really dope whenever I see Baby Bash and Machete at your training.
That was tight.
Machete. At your sparring session, you know what I mean? And you see these guys commenting your post. You see, the day of your fight, people that you admire, people that you look up to, like Johnny Christ of Avenged Sevenfold, and other people like really showing love. I'm like, damn, like this is really happening now. Yeah. This is really all that hard work that you put in as a kid is coming to life. For goodness sakes, you got surprised by a muralist earlier that says he's about to paint a big mural in Grand Prairie. It's this is real, bro. So like, I just kind of wonder, like, with that being said, how not so much the newfound fame, because there is like a bandwagon right now, right? Like, but it's people interpret that as a bad thing. Like, hey, man, I don't care when you jumped on the train.
Exactly.
As long as you jumped on the train. You know what I'm saying? How are you handling that aspect of it now? Because very soon, man, you might not be able to walk to the corner stores and go to the Walmarts without being like, hey, man, let me get a photo. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing at all. You know, I really do appreciate the support from everyone, and it just lets me know that I'm doing a good job. And of course, you know, with the bandwagon, there's also the haters. I kind of like that too. You know, if you don't have haters, you know, there's something going wrong, whatever. But you know, like I said, I take everything with open arms. I appreciate all of this, you know, and with everything, like the recognition from all those big time guys, from people that I've known since I was little. Yeah. Finally knowing who I am, that's crazy to me, you know. Yeah,
Baby Bash left a comment, and I was like, I left a comment on the post. I was like, man, you should have played Sugar Sugar for him. Yeah. Because you actually know how to play it, you know. So it's pretty cool to see that, man. And it's just you know, real recognized real, and people respect, you know, progression, and I think that's what you're showing right now. But you speak of haters. I gotta ask you this, right? After your fight, you know, against Vargas, you know, which, by the way, shout out to Samuel Vargas. Oh, yeah. Tough son of a gun, man. Yep. And you gave it to him, and he took it like a champ. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I know you said that he was a really respectful opponent. But after the fight, you said, hey, man, these are the guys I want to fight. I want to fight Danny Garcia. I think you said Keith Thurman. I forgot who else you mentioned. Porter. But you had mentioned Danny Garcia, and then like a day or two later, Angel Garcia goes on and makes that video of him with all the belts. Did you get a chance to see that?
I saw it.
I mean, what was your reaction? Because I thought it was funny, bro.
It's pretty funny, and you know what? It's they acknowledge me. I'm there, you know? So that just tells me that fight's not too far. It's not too, how do you say, like, impossible. It's not impossible at all. It's an actual makeable fight, and it looks like they're open to it.
Man, I hope it happens soon, because if your dad, you know, because, you know, a lot of people that don't know your dad, if he was to ever just get a mic and let him and Angel go at it,
oh man,
that'd be the real fight.
Yeah, honestly,
that'd be the real fight. Well, let's change subjects here for a second. You know, I know that you enjoy this new studio. You mentioned the screen. You talked about, you know, wanting to play video games on here. You know what I'm saying? If you were to ever, you know, have like I don't want to say a dream, but like, wouldn't it be a goal to be a playable character like on a fight night?
Oh yeah, man, definitely. They need to make those games again, because you know what? I started playing 2K. And I started knowing a lot more about basketball. I started knowing who these players were, and we need that for boxing.
That's true. That's true.
It would be very marketable. I don't understand why there's not a game anymore. You know, we really need one.
Did you play Fight Night growing up?
Yeah, I played Fight Night round 3.
Bro, I would beat you out. That's the only time I could beat Vergil Ortiz.
I don't think so.
We got to make that happen. Somebody needs to bring a console. You know what I'm saying? But I was cold on Fight Night 3. Who was your fighter?
I made my own fighter, but I mean, I use Pacquiao a lot. I use De La Hoya a lot, dude. I remember one time, I've said this in a few interviews before. One time I was playing in the career mode, and I fought Oscar De La Hoya, and I beat him, and I woke up. My dad, I woke him up like at 8 a.m. Like, dude, I just beat Oscar De La Hoya in the fight. I thought I was badass. I was like 10 years old.
And now he's your promoter.
Yeah.
Shout out to Oscar, man. You know what? If you ever want to do something for me for the Johnny Christ thing, introduce me to Oscar. I'm a big Oscar.
I've
never met Oscar.
For sure.
Shout out to Oscar. But yo, so let's bring it back around. There's a lot of people that have played a big part in, you know, building up your name, and I want to take time to acknowledge these people, man. You know, there's, you know, obviously DFW Inc. I always give it up to them guys, because they were the first people that really put me on to you when you were like maybe 3-0. Yeah. Them guys, obviously. Ellie Sackback, I know that I made the joke, but man, that guy has shown you so much support. Yeah. You know, who else? There's a few people that come to mind. All Access Boxing, like a lot of the local sites here that really like put that push behind you and that really push your name forward. James Dominguez, Kelly Pavlik, The Punchline. How meaningful are those people to you? Because those guys are like, whether or not they realize how important they are, they're all kind of pushing you up too, you know? And I feel that you've always shown them love. Your dad's always shown them love. But to you personally, I want, you know, to give you the floor and let them know how much you appreciate them, you know?
You know, I mean, it really does mean a lot, and it really does help me a lot. I mean, you never know. You know, just these, it doesn't matter if it's big or small. In my opinion, they're really big. all these things, they add up, and I probably wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you guys, putting my name out there like that. And I mean, I really appreciate it. So thank you.
And you know what? The story goes, man, because, there's still so much more to do. Obviously, coming off of this victory against Vargas, what do you see next? Like, I asked you last time if you had a hit list.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you again. I know Danny Garcia is on the hit list. I know Keith Thurman's on the hit list. I know Sean Poirier is on the hit list. I know pretty much everybody's been put on notice. You just hit, top 10 rankings on ESPN, which I know that was a goal of yours. It was a dream come true. It's happening, man. It's happening fast. But realistically, that there's these promotional differences.
Yeah.
There's Golden Boy, there's Top Rank, there's PBC, and everybody likes to keep everything internal, right? You have Matchroom. Who do you want next? And who do you think realistically that could be? I know you're not the matchmaker.
Yeah.
I know you're not the promoter, but I'm asking you because, we keep it real over here.
Yeah, I mean, if I could have this next opponent next, then I would pick Danny Garcia. I feel like that's the fight that I want. And as far as hit list, I swear to God, I want to fight everyone like the top 10 or we'll narrow it down a little bit, maybe like the top 5 or top 6 in the welterweight division. I just want to fight every single one of them. They're all good fighters. I'm in the probably the hardest division in boxing.
It's the hard.
And I'm happy that I'm in the hardest division. I don't want to win a world title in some scrub division. It's not going to mean anything like that. So I want to be able to know that I actually earned this title. You get me?
So, with that being said, would you be open to fighting overseas, or would you want to continue to fight in this bubble? Which, by the way, I have a question pertaining to the bubble here in a second, but would you be open to fighting overseas?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I've always wanted to go to a different country besides Mexico, I mean, everyone's been to Mexico, but yeah, I mean, I would definitely, fight in the UK. I know I have a lot of fans over there, or, I mean, maybe even Japan. I want to visit Japan, so. Any
specific reason why you want to visit Japan?
I'm a big anime fan.
That's what I thought you were going to say. So let's talk about the bubble real quick. Your dad was telling us that, the bubble is very interesting, to make weight, to cut weight. Like, can you give us a little bit of an insight of how that looks and what that is? Because obviously you're in this bubble, which essentially is your room.
Yeah. That
you can't leave. And if you leave, you get disqualified. Kind of give people an insight, the general public that don't know how it works, like how that is.
Well, so basically, I'll tell you how it works when you're not in a bubble. So basically, I usually show up to weigh-ins. I don't even go to the hotel the day before. I'm still at home the day before. I'm working out. I'm able to work out until the last possible second to lose any weight that I might still have. And, the goal is usually just to hit that weight and then go right back up. You're not really supposed to stay at your weighing weight too long. It's there's a reason why you fight at that weight, and then you're able to replenish all your stuff and all that. So with that being said, with the bubble, we had to show up maybe like in the afternoon, maybe like at 4, I believe. And after that, I just had to stay in my room. I couldn't do anything. I maybe lost like a valuable 12 hours of being able to work out, And I showed up on the scale 2 ounces over, And some people say that, he's not being responsible, that, he should be on weight and all that stuff. Well, I mean, really, all I had to do was drop my boxer, if anything. That's nothing, That was just 2 ounces. But, yeah, I mean, in those 12 hours, I definitely could have lost another pound or two easily. It's not that hard. Especially, if you do your job right.
It is for me, bro. It's like, you ain't got to throw it in my face, bro. I'm saying I'm a fat guy, all right? No, I'm saying with you. But you say, though, about the bubble, though.
So, I mean, it's just, it made it a little bit more complicated. I hope that everything passes soon so things can go back to normal. But, it's just another thing that we had to, it was new. So maybe, we can't really be prepared for the next one because I do believe that I did a pretty good job of doing my weight, especially with the circumstances and all that stuff. But, it's just different. But
are you ready to go back in the bubble if they call you today and say, hey, we need you back in the bubble and you're going to fight whoever?
Yeah, honestly, I'm open to it.
You just want to fight.
I want to fight. I want to get as many fights in as possible. I've only fought one time this year, which is
crazy. It has to be
frustrating,
too, because you were supposed to fight in March, and then you ended up fighting in July.
That could have been my third fight right there this year already, you get me?
Yeah, you were trying to bang out 4 this year, weren't you?
Yeah.
Man. You know what? Before I forget, because I failed to realize that I didn't shout out Mean Mowdy. And Mean Mowdy, I don't know if you saw this video he did for you.
Yeah, I saw it. That was a badass video. It was.
That was a really good video. So shout out to Mean Mowdy. That video got a lot of shares, and I think he deserves a lot of acknowledgement for helping building your brand as well. we're going to speak a few more things into existence before we finish this interview. What do you want to accomplish? We know the obvious.
Yeah,
world title. We know that you want to headline AT&T Stadium. We know that you want to fight Earl Spence at some point, which, by the way, don't think it's going to happen at 147.
Yep.
It will more than likely happen at 154. What I try to tell all the casual boxing fans whenever they make the arguments, because I'm still a fan, so I'll jump in the middle of those. Like, man, y'all tripping.
Yeah.
Y'all tripping. But I try to explain to people, it's like, yo, Vergil's a really big welterweight. Mm-hmm. I don't think you understand. This guy is naturally a big guy, so you're not going to be at 47 for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And you're going to continue to move up. So as you continue to move up, because a lot of guys that are in 47 are natural 140 guys.
Yeah.
So they don't get it. Yeah, I mean, whatever. They'll find out soon enough. But anyways, what else do you want to speak into existence? It doesn't even have to be boxing related, because I know for a fact that I wanted to talk to you guys off the record about some stuff that I want to see happen for you guys. But what is it that you want to accomplish?
I mean, okay, besides boxing, that gets old. Yeah. I would like to get good at the guitar. Like, I mean, when I mean good, I mean like actually play some good stuff. Like, I want to learn the Mr. Crowley guitar solo. It's probably one of the best guitar solos I've ever heard in my life. It's just badass. And I want to start cooking. I want to be able to cook my own stuff now.
Cookbook?
Yeah, man. I want to just, so you go to a place and it could have been better with this or with this. Yeah. I want to be able to do that myself,
Got you.
And cross-country coach. I want to be a cross-country coach. I want to take them to nationals. It's hard. We didn't even make it a state. It's cross-country is a hard sport. It's I don't want to say like everyone can be good at it, but some people have the stamina. Some people are just born with it. Some people got to work for it. And a lot of people can run.
Yeah.
It's not like boxing where, you got to have this and this and this and this and this. In cross country, you got to have good stamina. You got to have a good plan. Believe it or not, there's a plan in cross country. Yeah. You can't start out too fast, but you can't start out too slow. And it's mental game too. So I just it's complicated sport. It's complicated in its own way, and I would like to be a successful cross country coach.
And hopefully one day open a boxing gym and keep the Ortiz legacy going. I know you want to put your family in position too. So I see all of it happening. I'll end with this. I got a beef. I have a beef.
With what?
With Golden Boy's announcer. You don't have a nickname. He needs to quit saying the Phenomenal. What are your thoughts on that? I'm just saying, I really don't know. He's dope. Whoever, I don't know his name. He's dope. But I was like, yo, why you keep on calling it the Phenomenal? That's not his nickname. You don't have a nickname. But what do you make of the nickname the Phenomenal? Is that sticking?
It's not gonna stick. I thought I was actually surprised he said that. I'm like, huh? Like when I was walking out, I'm like, wait, what?
He's done it more than once.
Yeah, I mean that's the first time I kind of caught it, but I mean it could be like a temporary one, but it's I don't want it to stick. It just has to be something that's really gonna stick. It has to be I can't give my own nickname, Some people say, "Oh, hey, call me this, whatever." It's just it's not the same, Someone has to give it to you. It has to mean something, and yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap up on this note. Leave a comment, come up with Vergil's nickname, and hopefully, we'll use one of them. It's all his. You know what I'm saying? But man, I appreciate you joining us. And next time that we meet, we'll have more to tell. Mm-hmm. And when we do meet, we'll have that fight night match where I'm going to knock you out in that fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give him your first L. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that, bro.
We'll find out soon enough. But, man, I appreciate you, Vergil. As always, I believe in you, man. We support you. We want everybody to get behind you, man. And it's not only just because you're a badass in the ring. You're a good dude. Your family's good people. You know what I'm saying? You represent for the community. You're one of us. I've said it before. Mexican from the area that just, you're bad, dude. You know what I'm saying? 16 knockouts. I know you don't do the talking, so I'm gonna say you're a fucking machine, bro. So I had to drop the F-bomb. I told you were waiting for that one.
Yeah.
Like you're a fucking machine, dude. And man, respect, bro. So,
thank you.
It's all love. You already know.